A new study suggests the Johnson & Johnson COVID vaccine may not be as effective fighting this highly contagious Delta variant as tackling the original strain. The study comes from NYU's Grossman School of Medicine. It says that more than 13 million people who have received the single-shot vaccine may also now need a booster. Now, we should point out to you that this study is based on experiments done in a lab and not from real-world examples. Plus, it has not been peer-reviewed and is not conclusive. Johnson & Johnson responded, saying the company data shows a single dose of its vaccine had a strong, persistent response against the Delta variant. This comes as the CDC says the Delta variant now accounts for 83% of infections in this country. CBS News medical contributor, there he is, Dr. David Agus, joins us this morning to discuss. Hey, Dr. David Agus, so if you've gotten the J&J vaccine, should you be worried?
Hey, Gayle, no. I mean, it is a study that should not have gotten media attention. It only looked at the antibodies in the lab. It didn't look at T cells, which are the dominant way you respond to vaccines. So it's kind of a meaningless study that got a lot of headlines that shouldn't have.
Well, this is so frustrating, then. Why is it getting the headlines? Because there's already so many people who are freaked out to begin with to get the vaccine in any form. then you see a headline like this, and it just goes, see, I'm not getting it. It's very frustrating.
Yeah, no, it's frustrating and it's inappropriate. I talked to the head of R&D for J&J early this morning, and he was so frustrated that scientists and doctors are putting this out in a non-peer-reviewed fashion. That it's like if you're going to drive from New York to Washington and you say the weather means it's going to take me 2 hours and 10 minutes. You forgot the traffic, the bladder size of the driver. All of those things matter. And so it's really inappropriate.
The bladder size of the driver, I like that. But what is troubling are these breakthrough cases of people who have gotten the vaccine. Have there been more breakthrough cases from people who had the J&J vaccine or the Pfizer vaccine or the Moderna vaccine? Because it's troubling to think I can still get it even though I've gotten the vaccine.
So you hit it. The way you know a vaccine works is in the real world. If there were more breakthroughs with J&J than Pfizer or Moderna, there's an issue with the J&J vaccine. But we're not seeing that, right? There are not more serious cases or hospitalizations with J&J or with Pfizer or Moderna. They're all about the same. And they're very, very rare serious ones, and they're very, very rare hospitalizations. There are some that get some mild symptoms after exposure to the Delta variant, but they're rather mild symptoms in almost all cases.
Do you think there's a possibility, David, that people who've received the J&J vaccine might need a booster shot sooner than others?
I think everybody who received a vaccine and who is elderly or has issues with their immune system at some point will need a booster. I don't think it's J&J specific. You know, going into this, we knew that 2 shots were better than 1 for an immune response. They make a more potent immune response. J&J is 1 shot. They did a remarkable thing in that there's a cohort of people in the population that only want 1 shot. College kids, young individuals who would never show up for the second one. So there was a need for it, and it was an effective vaccine that worked. A little bit lower immune response than the others, but it's worked against every variant to date.
Dr. Agus, just again, real quick for our audience, just reiterate, if you've been vaccinated and you do become infected with COVID-19, what are the chances that you end up on a ventilator or possibly dying?
Vlad, it's near zero. I mean, literally near zero. All of the current vaccines work against the Delta variant and every variant out there. And that is why every day I thank science and somebody up there for doing this, because we are safe at the present time.
All right, Dr. David Agus with words of wisdom as always. Thank you, doctor. Appreciate it.